I know that the other rooms are running later than we are. In that case, I think we're still fine. The motion reads, this house as the feminist movement supports sexualization of men in the media and pop culture. It's an incredibly hard word. When we were talking about this motion, I was mispronouncing it like 3 times in a row. Who is speaking first for opening government?
Christina.
Christina. Who's speaking first for opening opposition?
Lily.
The long one. Sorry.
It really doesn't help. Okay, closing government.
Miriam.
Miriam. Who's speaking first for closing opposition? Tim. Yeah. Is everything clear? Any questions? That's great. So then, without any further ado, I want to call upon the Prime Minister to present the motion that stands in her name here. By the way, I will eat a little bit, but that doesn't mean that I'm not fully constipated.
Okay, hello everybody, and first about feminist movements. Feminist movements, it's a movement that fight for the defense of the women rights. And all time of these movements, these people defend their right to the election for women, for example, or other rights that will be necessary for the normal life, for the normal woman life. And so today we have a situation when everywhere we see the posters with the naked body of woman, with the face of woman, and everywhere we see just a woman. But sometimes we also see men, but not so popular like a woman face, for example, body. And so, what the main idea of our legislation? We, like a feminist movement, we needed to defend women's rights and give the equal opportunity to promote, for example, goods, or promote, for example, other films and etc. in the media, in the pop culture, promote women like men. And the sexualization of men, we mean that everywhere also we will see face of our man just like a woman. For example, in the media, it's like advertisement, magazines, films, billboard, posters, etc. Everywhere. For example, it will be the film with music or just a documentary film. It doesn't matter. Everywhere. So just today, our children and see that it's a normal situation, and everywhere we see just a woman, not a man. And our children also understand that it's okay when the woman is the object of their desirable, object of passion, and etc. And if something company wanted to sell something products, this company uses this woman or uses body or uses the face of this woman, and they sell more better this goods than the companies that not use women, for example. So today our children understand that it's okay, it's a normal, but it's not normal situation. Normal situation of everybody in the society has the equal opportunity to, for example, sell these goods and goods. And also it's not normal that our children understand that woman is the object of this passion, of this desirable, and just a woman is means that sexualization, sexuality and sexualization. use more popular and more often than women, they would understand that woman and man is equal, and not just a woman is the object of this desirable, but also in the object of this desirable also also man. Also we would speak about value of the society, value women in the society. So today we don't understand, and society don't understand that woman is like holy, like gorgeous, generous, and etc. So woman is like goods, like advertisements and everything. Everybody in the society look and wants to sleep with this woman or wants on opinion. The relation between people and man okay.
Do you think that sexualization of men will lead to protecting women's rights?
Yes. Why? Yes, because now we see that everywhere we saw body just a woman body, not a man, because our society thinks that it's not normal when body of man it's in advertisement and this man something sale. Society thinks that it's not normal.
So it seems that desire is a bad feeling, and we should protect men for them to be desired.
Desire is not that bad, but if our children understand that just a woman is the object of the desirable and desire, and not a man, it's not okay. Because our children understand that it's okay that woman is a sale, is a goods, that sell some products, that sell something for society. It's not normal. If we will have a situation when everywhere we will see the man, or we will have the quantity of men, for example, body facing, etc., and women, it will be okay. And our children and our society and feminists also would understand that everybody in this society is equal. And not just a woman is an object of advertisement and sale. Also, it will be
Thanks the Prime Minister for his speech and call upon the leader of the opposition to present the case.
Dear Judge, we are talking today about a very important issue, and we see that feminism movement is something really sacred that opposition and government are both supporting. So let me just oppose you a little bit. When we speak about feminism, it doesn't mean that we diminish men. We don't let them down. We don't let their opportunities down. We are fighting for the equality of men and women, not the domination of women over men. So therefore, it comes to a point of not understanding why the sexualization of men, sexualization of men in the advertisement will cause children to understand that this fear is worked by all of them. Status quo is that both men and women are hypersexualized. And this is a fact because I have never seen a woman promoting men's underwear. I have never seen women trying to wear the panties and saying that, yeah, I wear boss and that's because I have muscles and over that. That means that both of the genders are pretty much hypersexualized. And that is the moment when we need to think why the hypersexualization or sexualization of men in advertisement will cause us to break down and the society will break down because simply those children will see a man that is not able to be a man, to do his job, to earn money, earn a living, because from the beginning of times, man was the one who actually earned money, actually do fighting, kill the mammoths to get meat, and that picture of man is definitely broken down because of those advertisements where he is standing there in the panties with boss and saying that here I am and I only achieve all my goals because I'm wearing new panties from boss or anything like I don't know, perfumes or etc. So let me get deep down to it. Historically, the pop culture and media was dominated by women. And this comes from the first and second waves of feminism, when women were forced to be in it. Women doesn't have any other possibilities. They can't go to other fields of studies, they can't go to be an engineer, they can't get education. And the beauty of woman was the only way she could deliver the message about her. And therefore, media was always dominated by women. And this explains why women came to media first. And when this all happened, the feminists starts to say that we need to equalize it by putting men in the sexualized picture too. And some companies start to hypersexualize men. So we can find some advertisement like a milkman with a cow, but this is completely wrong because the child that is looking in the TV and seeing a man that is not doing his job but doing some job that woman did, like cooking, like having her baking stuff, that all was always associated with women. We can't change it. We will not change it by putting a man in a role that women take from time to time. So like feminization, feminists will not benefit from it, and feminists will not deliver the message clearly. So the better way would be not banning the sexualization, because sexualization is something that we all do, we all have. The most important thing that we should understand that in feminism we need an equality, and this equality of men and women in the advertisement has already been reached. Like both men and women are equally hypersexualized. Both men and women do jobs that they desire. So we don't really need to kind of reform it because it has already been done. There is no need to kind of ban women or actually, there is no need to support this motion because the hypersexualization has already been there, and man is equally suffering. So I don't think that this is the main aim. The main aim has already been reached. We are both equal, and therefore I think that this is the main thing that we wanted to say. Of course, media and pop culture are influencing us, but it does not shape our understanding of men and women. It is delivered through other means, like when we speak about our family nowadays, we're speaking that my mom can be both engineer and a housewife and a model. And my dad could be also an engineer, model, or etc., etc. But when we see, for example, I'll give you an example. Like if my child will look at the TV and he will see a Justin Bieber-like man, he will be oriented to be like that. But we don't want that. I don't want my son to become a Justin Bieber-like person. We want people see the picture of man the real way it is, and obviously, we don't need to, oppress the right of man to be sexualized in TV because it will not give us a huge push in order for people to understand that women are worthy, because women are worthy, and this is obvious.
She's the leader of the opposition for the speech. And next up we have Veronica. Julia.
Morning to everybody. My name is Veronica and I present Team Bad Boys. So first of all, little about our positions say that the idea of feminism is not that women they dominate under men, but we say what? We say that sexualization it exists and it will exist. Why? Because it helps us to do our business more effective and to send our products. That's why it will exist. And just we say now we debate about the form in which it will exist. Second, you say that it's maybe role of woman, and you want that somebody from your family or sons, etc., will see somebody and some man, and he will be too sweetie. And we say that what's bad in that? It's not so bad, and everybody has a right for choice. If my son will want to be a sweet man, okay, he can. So it's just a right for choice. And yet we say about what? It's better to be sweetie than, for example, to be violent. Now, what's the connection? Because look, since childhood, the boys they watch this advert, they watch this film of different things, and they start to perceive women like item, like object of desire. And our team says that it's not bad to be object of desire, but just when it doesn't take my rights. So, and we will talk to you about what? First of all, first of all, about object of sexualization. Second, about how it will improve to protect the rights of women. So, first of all, what we have today? Today we have women, main object of sexualization in advert, in pop culture, and a man can appreciate a woman, so he's, I don't know, he's singing and it's good, it's not so good, and but it isn't more secret. Almost every advert has a sexual context, because without it, the adverts aren't effective, and so this sexualization it exists. And in these conditions, we think about perception of our society. In these conditions, the people start perceive her in another way, and it changed. That's why we say that in our case, we have the situation when in the society there is one perception. So a man can be also the object of sexualization like a woman. So it's absolutely equality, and it's not bad. And also we say that yes, women will continue to be object of sexualization, but why it's important that men will be too the object of sexualization? First of all, some part of this market of advertising, so some adverts will be displaced. So we can say that this part of advert when a woman is an object of sexualization, it will be smaller. And second, we say that in the society, so we have perception when everybody understands, so men can be also the object of sexualization. And we say that how it will improve to protect the rights of women. First of all, we say that violence in the family is a word perceived in different way. So we can say about this difference in cultures. And we say that when since childhood or when a person is already adult, we start to change this perception. We can improve to protect the rights of women because the people understand that they are equal. So for resume, we say that our position it is linked on equality. So that's why we, like the feminist movement, we should support this sexualization. And we will have the situation when everybody will be equally so from one side and from another side. And that's why our motion will give us what? Will give us the right perception in society, so not so a lot of case of violence in families. And second, it will be the development for our rights that we wanted today to have equality, tolerance, and rights of women. Thank you.
Everyone. I'd like to start. As far as I understand, we are all feminists here in this house. So, we as the opposition don't understand the government. If you are feminists, why are you fighting for men's rights? You are betrayal. You betrayed our beliefs. And we should say that this resolution shouldn't be adopted because it undermines our movement, undermines our work, everything that we have done, everything that we have achieved. My teammate had already told you that women were in media because they were forced to do this because they were the only way of expression. And now we don't think that men are somehow criminalized or diminished of their own expression in media. And we don't want they are forced to strengthen in media, their influence to strengthen through media. Why we're talking about sexuality? Because it is attractive, because it wakes up our desire and it makes us to like it and to support. Why we talk about media and popular culture? Because it is everywhere, it surrounds us. For example, advertising. It influences us wherever, and we can never, and we can ever don't understand that we are under this impact, we are under this influence. So it is a great tool of spreading influence and power of whatever. And we think that if we start to promote sexuality of men in media, will strengthen their power and their influence in our society. So then, what we have in the aftermath is the strengthening of and power of men. It will come back, and we will find ourselves in the same position we started from. Our rights, our position will be diminished, and men will gain against the domination in our society. We don't want this. It isn't what we are fighting for. We are fighting for our equality, and we have it now, but not as perfect equality we want. Now we also have yes, as my teammates said, we gained some our practices, we achieved some our goals, but actually they are not perfect. This equality is not perfect. Even in the most developed European countries, there are differences in salary, there are differences in work conditions. So we think that equality wasn't achieved as an ideal we are fighting for. There is the stuff we should fight and to continue our movement, our task. So this resolution is an obstacle on the way of our movement, and we think it is dangerous because it will spoil all our achieved properties, all our achieved work, all that we have now, and we are strongly against it. So we ask you, dear educator, don't pass this resolution, because we are as feminists, we are fighting for our ideas, we can't betray it, and we'd like to continue our fighting for.
Thank you, Natalia, for the speech. I think the first part of the debate. Call on Miriam to continue the case for government match.
Not that much. Okay. Okay, so right. So first of all, I would like to start with the point that there are lots of mistakes by the first opposition, as you're very self-contradictory. The first speaker is stating how much everything is very, very equal, and we have equal rights between men and women. And you're also stating that in media, actually, both men and women are hypersexualized, which is actually super funny. You're saying that, okay, you do not see women modeling for the men's underwear. Duh! It's so obvious. You can't model for some men's products. It's obvious that women will not, make men panties as models. It's not something that you feel attractive to, and nobody will buy that. And I don't think that you have ever seen, businessmen using, men teeth to promote beer for the Oktoberfest or something like that. It's obvious that women are so much more sexualized than men, and you cannot say that it's status quo that both are hypersexualized. That's so not true. So you're saying also that we are trying to, we are fighting against, we're going against the movement of feminism, which is also funny because this is something that can reach us to the actual equality, and now I will try to explain you why. So first of all, we have to understand that what is the problem of sexualization and what is the actual problem of not having equal rights, men and women as men, right? So as we know, and as you have already also said, we have the kind of patriarchy system. Not kind of, it's a huge problem in our world actually. And by you saying that men should be strong and women should be weak, you are just actually naming the reason we have this problem. You're saying that you don't want your son to be like Justin Bieber, but why? If he wants to look like Justin Bieber, it's his right to look like Justin Bieber. There should be nothing wrong with that. And wait, okay. Let's accept it, okay? Some people are on this way. But anyway, what I'm saying is that this patriarchy system made us think that men should be strong and powerful and women should be weak. Why is that a problem? I'll try to explain. Because of that, women are born thinking that I should be under the dominance of a man, the man will take care of me, I'm weak, I will just always be trying to be led by men. Because of that, they lose the confidence in themselves since the moment they are born, because since the moment they are born, they are raised this way. They are raised to understand that you live in the world of a man. The man is a leader, sorry, if it's not your life, not in this life. And because of that, you always think that man will take care of you, he will be the one who will go and work and have money and stuff like that. And this is not just a problem of you losing your confidence, it's a problem of so many more things. Because of that, you are not developing yourself. Because of that, you're not motivated to get more educated, you're not motivated to have more work. Because of that, statistically, we know that women were not able to get educated in higher level institutions since like the middle of the 20th century, which is horrible. We understand that we could have so many more women scientists, we could have so much more of discoveries if women were in this sphere. And women were not in this sphere because of men, because of the patriarchy system that it made. Women think that they're not born to be smart, they're not born to actually study and develop this world. And because of that, we are losing actually, if feminist movement started earlier, if there would be so many more women in employment, and there would be such, like, the economic system in the government would be so much better, actually. So there would be equalized men and women, and so basically we understand that economically it would be really good if women and men are equal, because they would, work more and stuff like that. So because of that there will be higher budget, but it's not the economical problem, it's also a problem of harassment. So because of this thing that women are under men and stuff, they are super weak and men are strong, women are used as sexual objects. And because physiologically and physically we are weaker than men are, they use us in terms of satisfying themselves. And the media is actually using, no, it's true, because when media is using this hyper sexualized image of a woman, that just promotes the sexual motivation, the sexual harassment, and that just makes men use women even more. This is So what is the problem I'd like to state? That if we actually raise the level of sexualization in the media of men, that would actually mean that if there will be no objectivization at all, because there will be no object. Both men and women are objectivized equally. And because of that, we're not going to, there can be nothing worse than there is right now, but we can have an improvement in the world of feminism and in the world of equal rights. Because of that, we will understand that women will understand that they are not the only ones who can be objectivized and being sexually objectivized, that men are just like us, and we can also think that men are just as strong or as weak as we are equal. The image that media promotes will make us, it will make it clear that we are both human, and there is nothing like, what if you're born with something? Okay, if you're born as a man, you are just more powerful than if you are born as a woman. And basically, we know that there is so much of aggression of men towards women. Statistically, there is so much of rape, sexual harassments, domestic violence and stuff like that, which is also a huge problem, which is not resolved at all, because a lot of women don't even go to special institutions because they are afraid of their husbands. So basically, if they are raped, if they have some domestic violence cases, most of them don't even go and don't even convince someone that they're being sexually harassed. And this is something that leads to women being, in general, so unhappy. Because of that, they don't live a proper life. Because of that, they don't self-realize themselves as human beings. And this also leads to all the things I've already stated, that they don't actually play the role of a normal citizen, because the citizen which is unhappy, unmotivated to do anything in his life is something which is just a human being who's having no moral role in their lives. So yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, member of government, a call for member of opposition.
Greetings, fellow feminists. I would like, first of all, to return to the roots of our movement, why and how it appeared. We realized that women have been through a lot. They have always been subjected to sexual objectification, and we believe that exactly this led to all kinds of injustice and violence, like they being perceived as nothing else but sexual object, made them to an extent nothing but an object in their social, political life and so on. And of course, other injustices like women were sold and bought and married without consent and rape and all that. And even in recent times, they couldn't run for certain jobs, they couldn't vote, and so on. So we believe that the first problem was sexual objectification. Do we really want to put men into this position to take this risk? I don't think we do. We believe that sexual objectification is the first step of dehumanizing a person, which can only lead to other breaches of their rights and humiliation of their dignity. So my colleagues, proponents of this motion, they suggested that this motion wouldn't be an issue because still people would have freedom of choice, like if they want, they do it, if they don't have to. But we shouldn't forget that there is a certain amount of peer pressure, of social pressure, which pressures especially young people into certain roles. And my colleague, proponent of the team, mentioned that it's actually bad pushing women in expected societal roles. So we believe that it would be bad for men also. And my colleagues also said that to improve the situation, yes, women can be sexualized, in our culture they are. So to improve this, we should sexualize men also. We believe this is counterproductive because we have shown on the example of how women were treated in the past, and somewhere, sometimes even now, that sexual objectification is bad in general. So how should it be better if both sexes are objectified? It's like if women are subject to domestic violence sometimes, would it make it better if men are also subject to domestic violence? No, we think that domestic violence is bad in general, so we should do without it. And likewise, sexual objectification, we should fight it both for women and men alike. So we maintain that this position, this motion, defeats the purpose of feminist movement in general, because it fosters this atmosphere of inequality, hostility even, and in the spirit of egalitarianism, like feminism, because we shouldn't forget that feminism has always been an egalitarian movement. Its main goal was to make men and women equal. So in the spirit, we believe that if for an argument, if we normalize male sexualization, we should likewise normalize female sexualization. We, as feminists, we believe this is unacceptable. I rest my
Okay, I thank the member of opposition to speak. Call for the government with first time.
Hi there, and I'm here to our game and to compare the values and to compare the ideas of government and opposition as well. So, I will start with so you mentioned some risks for men because of sexualization, and my teammate and the first government has mentioned that we propose the world where we have no objects at all. Why? Because without we have a world where all people will be considered as non-aggressive and non-oppressive part of sexual relations. Because when we sexualizing women, sexualizing women, we
as an passive side of sexual relations. It's obvious because when you see an object, not a human at all. Sorry, no. You see not human at all, just an object, just a good, as first government said. You don't mind that this object can be as smart as has the same potential as you have. Just now I will just try to compare our ideas and to to explain our ideas. So, sexualization causes and results in objectization. And what does it mean to be an object in the sexual life? It means that the majority of women are perceived, as I said, as a passive side. It results in very high rate of rapes, sexual harassment, as may have mentioned, and as a result, women are oppressed and they are under the huge pressure of the society because they are perceived as things, not as people. And this pressure gets into other fields of our life, into other spheres. It results in underestimating of women, as may said, and because they are perceived as goods and so on, and they can't be self-realized, and they can't be as successful at building their career, at the self-realization as men are. And by creating the new understanding of sexuality, by creating the new understanding of sexuality, we will destroy the concept of objects, the concept of existing of the passive side of sexual relations at all, and because in some way, as I said, all people will be perceived as a soft side of sexual relation. And
how can the objectification of men decrease the violence rate, and does it mean that men will become the soft power in sexual relations, as you said?
Because when we are creating the new understanding of sexuality, we are destroying the old one, and we are destroying the concept of objects at all, because there will be no object, because all the people in some way will be objects, and it will destroy this concept absolutely, as my teammate have said. And we has mentioned, we have mentioned, me and my teammate, that the understanding of women as an object results in very sorry, no, not yet. In very bad consequences as economical decreasing and so on. And by just destroying the concept of objects, we may reach the main point of feminism at all. And we may reach the we can just reach our main ideas and apply it in real life.
Thank you, Anne. The last speech for this round is Dimitri.
Okay, let's start from what we talked about all this debating. We talked about sexualization of men in media and pop culture. But in fact, we talked about the history of women's sufferings, of not having rights, and of cruel life from beginning of human history till now, how women suffered. Yes, it was. Yes, of course. But the whole stem of our debate is hypersexualization of men, not hyper, but sexualization of men in culture, in pop culture, and in media. And I haven't heard how it will give more equal rights to women. It's like we have men that have no rights and women that have no rights. Then we made men with no rights and they are equal. This is some contradiction because if women from the beginning, from the end of 19th, beginning of 20th century, fought for their rights and fought for equality with men, and now the feminism movement is for equality of genders. Yes, of course.
Actually, the point we're talking about is that women have less rights than men do, and by actually.
Okay, yes, I understand that women have less rights. Yes, that's why we are feminists. That's why we are feminists. But how giving less rights or making men weaker by hypersexualizing them? Because your teams said that sexualization of women makes them weaker and lead to harassment, to fears, and how making men weaker will lead to women be stronger. It's like building house with bricks of wrong shape. No thanks. So let's start from the beginning with some clashes. At first, feminist movement is not a movement for women's rights. It's movement for equality. I think that's not a point of discussion because if feminism was a movement for only women's rights and men has no rights, it won't be such a great movement all over the world. So, if we want equality, we must do equality in, but by not underestimating some rights, but by giving more rights to some to one gender or to some classes or to some groups, but not to take rights from others. Then we have a point where men and women should be equal in advertising and selling goods and selling some products. Yes, of course, but when we sell goods for men, it's obvious that we will advertise them with men's or like shaping or trousers or jackets, or we will advertise with them with women if it is connected with some enjoyment, like tourism or having fun. And when we advertise products for women, we will advertise them with women, like perfumes and others. So what is the point to sexualize men for advertise them the products for women? I haven't understood this during all discussion. Why? Then we came to objectification of women in minds of our society, and objectification that leads to fears, to harassment. Yes, it is. It's a problem, and it's a problem that women are weaker and men see them like an object of their sexual desires. But that's the problem not of making men more sexual. It's problem of hypersexuality that our first team said and my teammates said. It's the whole problem of hypersexuality. Problem that a lot of connections in our society are made on sex, and sex is not a proper way to connect people, only in bed maybe. But when they're talking on streets or in some works or just somewhere, it's the problem when people see each other like sexual objects. Not only men see women as sexual objects. So let's solve the problem of hypersexualization by making some other rules in our society, by making by making genders connected not only by sex or sexual relations, but making connection by talking, debating, just walking, but not only sex. So, I want to, and also, it's for my point of information, if desire is not a bad feeling, then it's good when men desire women. So if women desire men, it's also good. But what is about the sexualization in adverts and media? Thank you. So if we would do worse, we won't do better. Thank you.
Thanks to all of you. Once again, this is a closed round, so we will. There might be a problem that I have to leave before the semifinal.